It has been a major upset for the Congress party in the state of Himachal Pradesh. Congress candidate Abhishek Manu Singhvi has in fact lost the Rajya Sabha elections to BJP's Harsh Mahajan. BJP claimed victory after cross-voting by 6 Congress MLAs. This came hours after the BJP claimed that the ruling party has lost majority in Himachal Pradesh, with Chief Minister Sukhu alleging that 5 or 6 of its MLAs were taken to Haryana, accompanied by a convoy of the state's police and the CRPF. BJP sources are now saying that they are likely to move a no-confidence motion against the present government on Thursday after there is a clear indication of cross-voting. The Congress, remember, in the 68-member Himachal Assembly has 40 MLAs. And it was expected to secure a comfortable victory for its candidate Abhishek Manu Singhvi. So the question now is, what next in Himachal? First the reactions, and then I'll bring in Akhilesh, who is in the studio.
कांग्रेस हार गई राज्यसभा की विश्वास प्रस्ताव कराएंगे फ्लोर टेस्ट होगा तो सारी चीजों को लेकर के आगे मैं सबसे पहले तो भारतीय एक मिनट भाई सबसे पहले तो मैं आदरणीय नरेंद्र भाई मोदी जी को बधाई देता हूं और भारतीय जनता पार्टी के हमारे राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष जगत प्रकाश नड्डा जी को बधाई देता हूं, भाई अमित शाह जी को बधाई देता हूं। बहुत शानदार मुकाबले के बाद जहां जीत की संभावना नहीं थी वहां बहुत बेहतर ढंग से जीत की तरफ हम आगे बढ़ करके अपने लक्ष्य को हासिल करने में सफल रहे हैं।
So how does it actually happen? The BJP had 25 MLAs in this 68-member assembly, Akhilesh, and now they have won a Rajya Sabha seat in a state where first preference votes are just 34. So the Congress was supposed to be comfortable.
Well, it's an unprecedented thing, and it's a big embarrassment for the Congress party because it has never happened that a ruling party, loses the Rajya Sabha election, that too in this fashion, where, where they were confident, they had comfortable majority in the assembly. Out of 68 MLAs, they had 40 MLAs. And apart from that, they had support of 3 independent MLAs also. So the number was 43 in their favor. Despite that, they got only 34 votes. So that clearly shows that the BJP, which had only 25 MLAs, had secured another 9 votes. That too by cross-voting of Congress MLAs, 6 Congress MLAs, they voted in favor of the BJP candidate. And apart from that, 3 independent candidates who were supporting the Sukhu government, they also voted for the BJP candidates. So there was a tie. It has never happened in the Rajya Sabha election that such a situation has arisen where the 2 candidates, they got the similar number of votes. And in that case, what happens that there's a draw, and that draw went into favor of Harsh Mahajan, who is the BJP candidates. So it's a big embarrassment for the Congress party. Not only this, but also that, now, as you mentioned, that BJP is also considering whether to bring a no confidence motion against Sukhu government or not, because now they know it very well that the Congress government in Himachal Pradesh does not enjoy the support of the Congress MLAs. There are 6 MLAs who are not happy and they voted against the official Congress candidates. So now BJP is sensing a chance and they may actually go for a no confidence motion.
Okay, so that's going to be even more worse for the Congress party in the state of Himachal. Akhilesh, continue to be with us. We are also being joined by Ghazali now. Ghazali, what next? Is there a sense of uncertainty now in Himachal, now in the Chief Minister's camp?
See, Mr. Jairam Thakur, the leader of opposition in the Himachal Assembly, has said that tomorrow there will be discussion on the budget in the Assembly session. Day after tomorrow is the last day of this budget session. So very likely whether the BJP will move a no confidence motion or not will be clear by tomorrow in the tomorrow's session. But it has certainly given BJP a confidence that how 6 MLAs, 6 Congress MLAs not only cross-voted, but were also moved away from Himachal to Haryana within a span of few hours. So somewhere they are certainly in touch with the BJP, and BJP is confident that as far as the numbers are concerned, they certainly have the support of these 6 Congress MLAs who have cross-voted. the news is coming in that the 6 Congress MLAs reached Panchkula at around between 6 to 7, and now they have left back for Shimla after the results were announced that Mr. Mahajan has won the Rajya Sabha election and Mr. Singhvi has lost. So all eyes will be now also on the Congress High Command as well, that what kind of instructions the Chief Minister receives from there as far as keeping the flock together, or as far as those 6 MLAs are concerned. But BJP will certainly make its move clear by tomorrow, whether they're going to move a no confidence motion or not, because as of now, those 6 MLAs who were in Haryana's Panchkula district are on their way to Shimla after the results have been announced.
So certainly the Congress government in Himachal Pradesh, which was formed in 2022, appears to be now facing a turmoil. Let me bring in my guests now. T.S. Singhdio is joining us. We have Shazia Elmi, Amitabh Tiwari, Sajjan Kumar and Akhilesh here in the studio. Let me begin with you, T.S. Singhdio. Why is the Congress failing to keep its flock together? This was an election for you to win, and look what the results are. Where do you think the Congress went wrong?
Good evening, all the panelists. And unfortunate for the Congress. For me personally also, it's a sad day. And in today's world, political world, where we have a lot of influence being imposed on members, elected members, in various circumstances, it is becoming increasingly difficult to continue to toe the party line, the mandate of the people, if we may call it. There are many influences that are now being brought into play. And we are seeing, sadly, 6, I believe, Congress MLAs have voted against the official party candidate. And Harsh Mahajanji, who was earlier a Congress person, before the elections to the Vidhan Sabha, he shifted over to the BJP and joined the BJP. And he's been rewarded by the BJP as a candidate in the Rajya Sabha. And eventually, I don't know whether he had some old support amongst these people who defected or who cross-voted on the party. He has eventually won. Either it is 34-34 and a toss.
But T.S. Singhdio, this is also a reflection on the Congress party.
Yes, certainly. Certainly, we have to accept that. If the Congress party has not been able to keep its flock, so to say, together, it does reflect on the Congress party also. We need to introspect. We need to look into the situation in Himachal Pradesh. Why is there some unrest? Is there some disquiet amongst the MLAs? There must be something wrong for sure, and we need to look into it.
I'm glad you have been graceful enough to accept that the Congress needs introspection. I would say they need to do a lot more now. Shazia Elmi, a surprise victory for you and reason to celebrate certainly today?
First of all, I'd like to say that I really acknowledge the graciousness with which not just T.S. Dioji spoke, but also Abhishek Manu Singhvi, who conceded it, and in a very magnanimous and a decent manner, and I appreciate that. Secondly, instead of attributing it to illegal means or unsavory means that is being used as a pretext and being attributed to BJP, can we for once accept the fact that those 6 MLAs saw the worthiness of voting with the BJP more reasonable and better than going with their own flock? Instead of making excuses and saying things like they were kidnapped, can the Congress leadership at least concede that 9 of the MLAs have chosen to do so for a certain reason? And to say that they have been kidnapped, I mean, these are grown men. And to say that that the CRPF is responsible for the kidnapping, so to speak, is ludicrous.
No, but multiple influence is what Mr. Dio spoke about. He said that there are certain influences. So what are these influences under which the Congress MLAs are succumbing to?
Well, you have to ask them, and you have to ask them, and you have to show evidence to corroborate that also. And otherwise it could be their conscience. Maybe they found it better to go with BJP or not to go for the candidate of Congress party. I mean, because there is no whip issued, right? So it is according to their conscience. And maybe this is what they felt was in their better interest and in the interest of to go this way. I mean, to presume that they have been offered a lot. I mean, by that logic, others could have also been offered a lot. So I don't know. I mean, it's the easiest thing to say that they were lured. I mean, were they so lureable that they could be lured? Were they kids that they could be kidnapped? Could
Yes.
they not actually? Could they not actually believe or be convinced as to why they wanted to do so? So I would like to be fair about it and go as from what we see. If anybody is alluding to all the offers that were made surreptitiously, must come out and produce evidence.
Okay.
Otherwise, it could be your word against mine.
Yes, absolutely. Amitabh Tiwari and Sajjan Kumar and Akhilesh Jina, I want to understand from you, Amitabh Tiwari in particular, it's unprecedented to see what really played out. You know, it has never happened that in a Rajya Sabha election, it goes for a tie and then the BJP candidate here is declared the victor. But it was also a reflection of what could go wrong now in the state of Himachal Pradesh. If the narrative which was built by the BJP candidate here was of outsider-insider, Harsh Mahajan was an insider and Mr. Singhvi was an outsider.
See, since the appointment of Sukhu ji as Chief Minister, there have been some rumblings in the Himachal Congress camp. Of course, the factionalism between Sukhu ji and Veerbhadra Singh's family is well known. And if I am right, his son did attend even the Ram Mandir inauguration.
So is that linked to his faith, perhaps that the BJP is more ideologically driven than the Congress party? Sajjan Kumar, will that be an argument as well? Something that Shazia is saying and forgetting about all the allurement about which the indication came from T.S. Singhdeo?
In fact, it's other way around. If you see, Himachal is one of the state wherein still the traditional Congress, centrist and conservative vote base is still intact. Problem is a reflection on the very nature of the Congress, because when Congress won Himachal this time in last year, mind it won despite the absence of the tallest leader, not only of Himachal but of Congress but entire Himachal, Veerbhadra Singh. And in spite of that, because people had a grievance against the incumbent BJP and therefore there was a mandate. But then when mandate was there is always an expectation that a popular leader, be it the wife of Veerbhadra Singh, Pratibha Singh, or the son Vikramaditya Singh, would be the chief minister. But because when there are certain leaders like Sukhu and other who have proximity to the top leaders, the Gandhis, and you, in open disregard to the nature of the mandate, you impose a leader, certainly the factionalism will be there. And certainly Rajya Sabha was a reflection more about the internal chemistry of the Congress rather than about who has the numbers, etc. And therein it shows a crisis not about the Himachal, but how the old congressmen and the traditional centrist base of the party is feeling suffocated into the new nature of the leadership, wherein the more leaders from outside, primarily from the left, are welcome. This is one. Two, it also shows that BJP is bit aggressive about the Rajya Sabha seats, which means that they are comfortable about Lok Sabha, but they also want to ensure a sort of majority.
Also in the House of Elders. One assessment certainly would be, and I agree with Sajjan, that there is a great degree of inertia with which the Congress party approached these Rajya Sabha polls. You know, the usual suspects being fielded all across the country. There are newer faces, there is the next generation of leaders. None of them got a chance, and perhaps that's why Harsh Mahajan, who had quit the Congress only before elections, little did he know that the Congress party will be forming the government in the polls of 2022. He has now won by building that narrative that Mr. Singhvi is an outsider. Last time he went to the Rajya Sabha from the state of Bengal.
Thank you, Maria, for having me on the show. And I'm not going to sit here and defend, though I support and I vote for the Congress, because there are 2 or 3 things that the Congress party must realize. And I would like to say it via your medium. Himachal was an extremely important important victory for the Congress party amongst all its victories that it's had in the recent past. Because Himachal is a state where 90% of the population is Hindu, 65% of that population is upper caste, and it's a Hindi-speaking state. In a state like that, for the Congress to form the government, where the Honorable Prime Minister said that Himachal is his second home, was a phenomenal victory. To see the Congress squander that breaks my heart terribly. And you're completely right. They're lucky that they have a DK Shivkumar and a Siddharamayan in Karnataka. Otherwise, Karnataka would have also could have been a problematic area. Now, let's focus on what is the problem with the Congress. The people who advise, the advisors, are too left. And the problem is that India has moved away from left loonyism. The Congress needs to go back to being the central party, the central tent that accommodates all points of view. And time after time, when the Congress is not seeing that and taking advice from left loony leaders, it is creating a problem. Look at the BJP, every Rajya Sabha seat, every MLA, every MLC, they fight to win. You cannot give up an advantage like that. And it is terrible that this advantage is being lost by the Congress party in a state like Himachal, which I said was the effort of Priyanka Gandhi.
And now the Congress clearly,
Sachin Pilot, Rajiv Shukla, and others who actually put in.
After this, after the 6 MLAs having deserted the party, T.S. Singh Deo, the Congress has slipped below the halfway mark in the state. Of course, because of the budget session that is ongoing, tomorrow will be the budget which will be presented. So there cannot be any no confidence motion during the budget session. But the larger question is that now the government is in danger.
Not just these 6 MLAs, Mariaji, because the arithmetic would be, if we add the independent MLAs to the BJP, there would be 28, and the Congress as elected would be 40. 6 MLAs going out would make the Congress 34 and the other party 28 if these MLAs are disqualified. You know, either they resign, what we saw in Madhya Pradesh, where the BJP government came into poll before the by-elections were held for those who crossed over with Jyotiraditya Scindia. The BJP came into a majority and formed a government after the MLAs had resigned. So that situation, I think, is still a few steps or many steps away. I don't see the government falling, because straight off one will be the question of whether these MLAs can be disqualified, what these MLAs will do, can they vote count otherwise. All these things will be taken into account by the political managers in the state and at the national level.
Yes.
So the government as such going without 13 MLAs resigning, the BJP and the MLAs will not have a majority.
Okay. Akhilesh, I want to understand from you. I mean, even these elections of the Rajya Sabha, the BJP has dominance in the upper house. But the decision to field a Harsh Mahajan in the state of Himachal, someone who is a former Congress leader, someone who could have an influence over the current Congress MLAs, how did party actually go in for something like this? And what next? Because as I said, this is a budget session, no confidence motion cannot come in. But then what is the BJP planning to do next in Himachal?
Well, I think that it was a prestige battle for the BJP as far as Himachal Pradesh is concerned, because party president JP Nadda, he comes from Himachal Pradesh.
That's right.
And BJP lost Himachal Pradesh under his presidency was a big shock for him personally. And that is why for the first chance which he got was to, this Rajya Sabha election, and now he has delivered a big blow to the Congress party. As far as the future course of action is concerned, you are right that a no confidence motion cannot be brought in the budget session. But of course, the budget itself has to be presented and passed by the state government. And that is something, where the BJP will wait for this opportunity. I agree with Mr. Singh there that, these 6 MLAs can be disqualified. The speaker belongs to the Congress party. But still then, the government won't be a stable government. And this is why BJP is targeting this government and the MLAs, Congress MLAs, keeping the upcoming Lok Sabha elections in mind. The party's target is not only the Rajya Sabha elections, but also the Lok Sabha elections. BJP wants to make it sure that it wins all the Lok Sabha seats in Himachal Pradesh. And the internal differences within the Congress party in Himachal Pradesh they played a major role in today's defeat of the Congress official candidate, because Pratibha Singh was somebody who was aspiring to become chief minister, and Harsh Mahajan, he belongs to that group of Veerbhadra Singh.
That's right.
That camp. So he defected from the Congress party to the BJP only because of this, because he was looking for a better opportunity.
Okay, before I give the last word to Shazia Ilmi, Sajjan Kumar and Amitabh Tiwari, 30 seconds to both of you. Beginning with you, Sajjan. The larger question is, did the Congress take these elections in Himachal for granted? They thought that they have the numbers and forgot that they were trying to impose an outsider in Abhishek Manu Singhvi to the state. And that's what Mr. Harsh Mahajan worked on and built that narrative.
Yes, certainly, not only the laziness on part of the Congress, but also a preference for the, elite friends who are always rewarded and bypassing the grassroots leader is one of the things. Compared to the BJP, you see, they are always very customized in terms of selection of the candidates. So this still, outmoded grammar of politics that Congress is employing, along with the colossal laziness, underwhelming presence. That is something that is responsible for such a state. Himachal, they should have won because of the clear majority, and yet they lost.
Yes, Amitabh? Amitabh, overall, what is the message that is coming in? I would say 2 weeks to the model code of conduct, and then the entire country is in the poll mode. We are already in the poll mode, very much in the poll season.
Yeah, so optically, this is not good news for the Congress party. And as Tehseen ji has said, it's wrong strategy. When there is factionalism in a state Congress party, if you would have put Sonia Gandhi as the candidate here, perhaps this stay might not have been there. Abhishek Manu Singhvi might have easily won from Rajasthan. So I see a change of guard also happening in Himachal, and the Congress problem is that it suffers from this syndrome which was there in the 3 states. From day one, it is under this overconfidence that hum jeet rahe. So never does it realize that if the BJP has put up a candidate, despite not having numbers by a mile, then there must be some game plan of the BJP.
Okay.
So they were not aware of this, or they were not ready for this perhaps.
Okay, last word to you, Shazia. Surprise victory in Himachal. Of course, I would say that it is a prestige battle, and I would agree with Akhilesh that there was that image, you have lost a state under the lead and with the precedent of the BJP coming from the state of Himachal. The elections were not won in 2022, and now there was this messaging which had to go, and the party, do you think, has managed to send that message?
I don't think it's so much about the message. There are some things are very, very clear to whoever's watching the way things have transpired, and not just Himachal but in other states too, as to which party is considered more credible. When it comes to internal factionalism, how is that being contained? If you look at the older track record, which party handles the new CMs and the choice of CM better than others and ensures discipline? Ensures discipline and ensures that there is indeed a leveling that goes on, instead of keeping the wheels churning and turning when it comes to fight for the CMship. And we all know that the Pratibha Veerbhadra Singh factor was very much in play. So, and clearly the top leadership of Congress party, the top notch, the family, keeps betting on the wrong horse again and again without sensing the mood of, forget the voters, of its own MLAs. I mean, if you just see what's happened in Punjab, for instance, when it came to, so many, I can quote so many examples. It has happened not for the first time. So there are many factors, and they all have to do with management of people, of cadres, of mood, and of ensuring discipline.
All right.
So clearly the writing is on the wall for everybody to see.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. Shazia Ilmi, T.S. Singhdev, Amitabh Tiwari, Sajjan Kumar, Tehseen Poonawala and Akhilesh here in the studio. We are putting out that debate on NDTV.com. The big question now is that is the state government now in trouble? A story we'll continue to track very, very closely. Thanks so much for watching.